Crypto is a new technology. It's tough to wrap one's head around. Crypto technology is fundamentally a new way to store and transmit anything of value. Everyone stands to benefit from this.
And there you have it from Coinbase's CEO, Brian Armstrong, saying that everybody can benefit from crypto. Your home has value. Your car has value. Gold has value. The money in your bank account has value. What if all these assets are denominated in Bitcoin moving forward? Think about it.
And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Getting straight into it, some crypto news. We see the Bitcoin price slips under 27K. We'll take a closer look at this in the charts and see what we can anticipate happening. But data shows that Bitcoin whales counter trading the DXY strength. The US dollar index is encroaching on new year-to-date highs, but Bitcoin whale activity suggests that this may be a dead cat bounce. So we're seeing activity from the Bitcoin whales. Looking at the DXY, what do we see? What do we anticipate? So we have this macro trend line where the DXY, it's been sort of just trading in this broadening channel here, and it's been making higher lows and higher highs. And right now, the dollar is on a downtrend. As you see, we peaked out here back in April of 2015, came back and peaked out back in September of 22, but we put in a higher low, and we could be getting ready to put in a lower low to break this downwards trend. So the trend's your friend to the end. We want to wait and see. There's a lot of confluence right here at the 100 level, where this could be the dead cat bounce that they're referencing here from this 100 to 103 level. If we do break through this, we could come all the way down to this green trend line, back down to the 90 to 97 range. Stay tuned, because this is what we see for the dollar index. Bitcoin price, what do we see? What do we anticipate? This is Bitcoin on the macro, on the monthly. We're zoomed out in the charts. Current time this recording, Bitcoin's coming in a little below 27, as we mentioned, at 26.8K. And look at these red trend lines. Bitcoin, every time this trend line gets established to the upside, we have a bottoming out structure where we hit once, twice, and then a blast off. Every single time, once, twice, then a blast off for a new all-time high. Look what happened. Once, twice. Now, how long is it going to be until we see this blast off to the new all-time high? Note that each of these blast offs happen after the halvings. These halvings are notated in this chart by the blue lines, so pay attention to that there. But after we have this second bounce, how long does it take for the all-time high to play out? So right now, the first time we see this, about 487 days. The second time we see it as about 396 days. So if we do 396 from where we are right now, where would that take us up to? That would take us to July of 2024. But looking at 496 days, where would that take us up to? That would take us up to roughly towards the end of 24, October, November timeframe. So just because that's the time frame before doesn't mean that's the time frame now, because as you see, there's a lot more time to get to that halving mark. So pay attention to that. But this uptrend is what we want you to pay attention to, because before, we see this twice in the charts before. We see a 1, 2, new high, 1, 2, new high, 1, 2. Then are we going to see this new high, and where could this be? Now, if you note one thing, look at this trend line here. If you extend this trend line that this bounced off of twice, this was where Bitcoin hit its head at the next all-time high. So bounce off this twice, extend this line, where would Bitcoin hit its head? If it hits its head around here, this is over 200,000, 200 to 220K. By March, April of 2025, will that be when we see the new all-time high? Time will definitely tell. We have to wait. Be patient. Right now, it's a waiting game. And looking at the RSIs below, you see similar price action. You see a bottoming structure, and then we come out and make a new high, bottoming, new high, bottoming, new high. But if you look from when this bottoms out to when we first have that first retracement, where this comes with this top line, how many days from when this intersects this top line, this downwards resistance that's been acting for Bitcoin? Well, let's see, about 273 days, about 242 days, and 214 days. So if we just use that as a metric, as a guideline, as to when we could potentially see that new high, we pull it back 214 days, that's January of 2025. And then if you're looking at 273 days, looking at November of 2024. So once again, in that time range that we told you, up in this probably $180,000 to $220,000 range for Bitcoin. Looking at the Fibonacci extensions, if we take a look at this, what do we see every time from the previous highs to the lows? Bitcoin comes up past the 4.236 on the 2016-17 rally, and then up over the last rally, we come up to that roughly 3.618 between the 4.236. So it almost hit that top bound, but not quite. And then from the previous low to the previous high of 69,000, we could see that that 3.618 is right at that 215, 2.618 at 160. So that $200,000 threshold is in the cards if Bitcoin does what it's done over history. So keep that in mind. Total crypto market capitalization, what we're seeing here, we're just been trading in this channel. And it looks like if we zoom into this price action, it looks like we could be forming somewhat of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. If we look at this here, there's a shoulder, a head, and this potentially could be that third shoulder that's attempting to form. And if we see the breakout target, where this could go up to from this neckline, let's just take a measured move to see if you want to play this trade. You can definitely play this to the upside if we break above, but you want to make sure that we break above and hold. This is the weekly chart that we're looking at here. You see we had this fake out, and then we came back down and didn't hold above it. So you want to wait until you see at least one confirmation above that support. But from the breakout line, where will this take us up to? This will take us up to a $1.96 trillion market capitalization. Does this mean that this is how high we're going to go? No, but this does show you that right now we have bottomed out, and right now we put in a higher high because it broke this previous high here, and we put in a lower high, and we're just stair-stepping our way up. Once we break this macro trend line, that's the technical target before Bitcoin ultimately resets. Looking at the macro, that looks like this could be just another major formation that we could be seeing play out. If we look at this, this could be, another shoulder. This could be a huge head that's forming, and we could come up, hit that target, have some type of retracement going into the 2024 halving, and then ultimately come back up, and then that'll be a massive blast off to put in new all-time highs. And with this, you see what's happening in this next cycle. We've showed you this before. The next cycle is going to be the cycle that a normal person is going to be priced out of Bitcoin. So stack hard, stack often, and you see Bitcoin today is around 27,000. Bitcoin could easily 10x. We showed you that in this analysis here, from being price of a car to being the price of a home. It's not FUD, it's simple math. Shout out to the Bitcoin therapist. Without further ado, we have a little snippet from Elon Musk, and look what he's saying. You gotta pay attention when Elon speaks. You love him or hate him, he's a smart guy. He knows what's going on. Is he elitist? Some people call him a one percenter. Some people say that he's for the people. You be the judge, but pay attention to this.
This is a gift. It's an IOU worth $44 billion.
Thank you.
So
well, pretty soon $44 billion won't be worth that much anyway.
That's a good point.
So there you see Elon Musk. He's sitting there talking, somewhat laughing, maybe joking, but saying $44 billion is not going to be worth that much anyway. Basically stating that the dollar is debasing because of all the money printing. So how fast will that happen? Time will definitely tell. But what's your take on this? Does Elon have a point? What's the biggest hedge for this dollar debasement? Bitcoin. With that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today. I'm out.